Hey everybody, it's Marty the JavaScript Party. I just got done with a really long video. Again, I think I do that every Saturday. A long video on my 3JS thing. I'm in a weird place right now where I'm like I've been coding for over 40 years and for damn near 50 years and like um just like my entire coding sort of context has just went through a massive shift, and I'm just kind of coming to terms with it. I feel like when I'm all said and done, um, it'll be like if I like I'm going. There's also some other things like going on, like I'm not sure if I'm going to be employed after Monday. The project I was working on kind of got canceled, so I don't. They do have other work for us to do, but I'm a contractor, so you know I may not have a job after Monday. And then, the way the market is, I don't know if I'll ever get another job, but my wife's business, fortunately, is thriving. So, and she could definitely use a lot of code, a lot of software solutions she's in need of. So, I feel I'm a strong believer the universe puts you where you need to be. And, I just, maybe my time at my current job is just at an end and it's time to move on to bigger and better things, or maybe smaller and better things, or maybe smaller and worse things, who knows, but move on to other things so that I can grow as a human being. And but yeah, so those videos have been going really long, especially on Saturday, because like that's when I have time to sort of kind of process everything. And basically I found out about the fact that our my employment situation on yesterday. So that's kind of new. And but at the same time, it's kind of like, man, I think I'm gonna be so much better at PR. So for me, pull requests have always been just the bane of my existence. But I feel like I could do pull requests a lot better now. I could advocate for myself and defend my work better now. Now that I've kind of come to a new idea, but I don't know that for sure. There's been plenty of times where I was like, I totally get it now, and I'm gonna, and all my problems are gone, and I'm blah blah, and then I go and do it. But this Angular voice analyzer thing is right at the end. We're right at the end of this project. It works. Just to go over things again, we have a discrete mode where you can. Okay, so let's just start at the top. There's a API, and it's all around voice, and it's got two sections, and one section is the talking section, and one section is the listening section. And then within and so this project is only about the listening section. It's not about the talking section. So within the talking section, you have an API, and these are the different things in the. Ooh, this was not there. Interesting. So this happened. This woohoo property was added after 2025, and that's not quite true. So it happened. So let's find this text and after. And actually, what will be very interesting is to go to. Oh man, this is so effing cool. Because this is like an idea I had. Okay, I'm gonna do this, and then in the future this can happen. This process locally thing is new. It's brand new. It did not happen. So let's do this. I would never have ever, since this is August, right? August 1st, 2025. All right, so should we, what should we do? What should we do? I think the thing we should do is we should go to ChatGPT and just find out what if it knows anything about this. It is very possible ChatGPT is completely unaware of this new thing. Oh no! First thing I want to do is go to Edge and see, is this in Edge? Man, this is cool. This is really cool. Now it did add at least a day to the this application being done, and I still haven't decided. Like, okay, so now do I want to? is this something that I'm going to want? It could have added a month to the end of this application. Um, Steelers rule out wide with Aaron Rodgers ties. Oh, I wonder if that's Devontae. Oh well. So let's go. Yeah. 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 And see if that question mark is there. Nope. Oh yes. Process locally. Okay. So it is in both places. So in. Okay. So let's go to ChatGPT and find out what that's all about. So been working on a voice browser voice API application for over a year, and I found a new attribute on the, I believe it's called recognition. I'm pretty pumped about this. I think this is awesome. Because it worked, right? It absolutely worked. I didn't know if it was going to work, but it absolutely, positively worked. The thing I didn't know, like I didn't know, like, okay, when something new shows up, is it just going to pop out at me? And sure enough, it did. I've been imagining this idea for a year on the WebKit speech recognition API today. I'm just going to say that and see if it knows what I'm talking about. I like that. Searching the web, MMM. It is exciting. Oh, phases. So I don't see phases now. Max alternatives, or phrases. Phrases. So okay. So I've had max alternatives for a while. So okay. So anyways, let's not skip this. When this is set true, the app ensures that speech recognition is performed entirely on the user device rather than relying on what? What? I love that. That is so cool. So what is? I wonder what its default is. Phrases. Okay, this attribute allows developers to provide a list of phrases that the recognition engine can use for contextual biasing by supplying, and I love that, but I don't see it. Max alternatives. Okay, so the one has been expanded across modern browsers. Always. Okay, so I have had max alternatives for a while. I don't see phrases, but I think that would be awesome. Period. The new. Okay, so we're gonna. So this just caused this entire project. At least added a month to this project because we have got to try this locally thing. That is something I really wanted because I was like, I wanted to be able to put it on offline devices. And it sounds like the new local, what's it called? Process locally. Process locally is the one I am seeing, and it's like a dream come true. Because I wanted to have the ability to work offline. It's a huge deal because until now, it has always required sending audios for actually Google Cloud Service, so you were essentially dependent on an internet connection. Now with the process locally, you can finally do real offline speech recognition in the browser. That opens a lot. Online first apps, your voice app can work in environments with poor or no internet, privacy sensitive, and reduced latency. One thing to keep in mind is offline recognition may not be as accurate or robust as the cloud-based recognition, especially with unusual phrases. If you want, I can show you quick. Uh, so I definitely intend to add it, but what is the default? What is the default value? The default value is false, which means that unless it's explicit. Okay, so two huge things have just changed for me, right? Like just freaking stunning things. And I would say that 10 years ago, if this exact same set of events had just happened, you would have just saw me have a meltdown. Like this change would have been very, very upsetting for me. The change of this project not almost being done, like we were literally on the cusp of being done, and now it's not. Now we're not on the cusp of being done. Two, the idea that we can work offline is huge, and now I don't even know, did it change? I definitely think I still want the flashcards, but I don't know about the say hello, if that's the right one, because now I can work offline, so maybe a calculator or something else makes a little more sense for discrete. I don't know. But do you know if it is currently supported in Chrome and Edge? Question mark. If it is, and that's process locally. That's kind of weird because I never did play with interim results either. Maybe I should add that one too. Because interim results was there, I think. Yeah. And I don't think I let you turn that on and off. So yeah, I think I missed that one. I'm glad. So we need to add interim results and process locally. Is not supported. It's still in development. It has not been implemented in these browsers. Consequently, speech recognition remains dependent on cloud service. Offline phone may need to explore. Okay, so it's settable, but it doesn't do anything. Now, what does interim? I guess we want to be able to also test that. Let me go copy that. I don't think it cares about spelling, but do property, whether you get a partial improv as a result, while the interim results false. Oh, that's the default. You only get the final transcription after the user stops speaking. No partial updates are sent. That's not true. So I feel, or maybe I'm setting it to true by default. Let's go look at that. Man, talk about a just unexpected shift. I know we were looking at this speech service. Let's see. Discrete interim. Oh, okay. So I do have them set on. So yeah, this is something I need to be able to add. So is interim results applicable to discrete? And continuous equals true. That's what, yes, but with an important. The interval only has an effect when continuous equals true. That is when the recognition session is continuous and can return multiple results. Discrete mode, continuous is false. Still works, but only for that short session. Oh, okay. Interesting. So, yeah, I want to make this configurable. Make this configurable. So, so basically, we did catch one that I do want. Oh, wrong one. No, wrong one. And I guess this doesn't make a lot of sense. It makes sense right now while we're talking. But yeah, so we definitely want to add this, and I think we'll actually see this do something that is um, if that is something that is configurable instead of just hard coded to true and false. Maybe just discrete won't even work. Who the heck knows? But we should definitely make that configurable. It's just a miss. I'm glad we caught it, and we definitely want to make um, offline work. Um, what's it called again? Um, do you have any idea when offline will work? Have any information about when offline might start working? Is not yet supported. Chrome. There's no official timeline. Features still in development, has not been implemented. Consequently, speech recognition. Okay, yeah. So yeah, there's nobody did it. Just showed up. I'm pumped. I'm absolutely pumped. First of all, that's an awesome addition. I hope they actually implement it. Um, yeah, I just think that's awesome. I don't even know what else to think. Like this is like literally the killer feature that like ruined the whole first idea that I ever wanted to do with voice. Like the idea that I had with voice was that I was going to take an old device and I was going to go on. I was going to be able to add information via voice on my device, and um, the fact that you couldn't be offline made that absolutely impossible. So that original idea is suddenly like now it seems like there's a possibility if this ever starts working. And I do think that the likelihood of uptake by um, industry and small businesses goes up dramatically. And honestly, probably the biggest reason it goes up dramatically. So, okay, so for mom and pops, it makes a lot of sense because, like, if you're going to send somebody off to go do something, if for Main Street, right? If you're going to send somebody off to go do something, like, you don't want to pay for all the devices, for tons and tons of devices to do things, and you probably don't want to use your main device for uh, for this because your main device is probably already being used for something. So, like this is just not something that would be very useful, but offline. But for corporations and military and all the really big players, um, this is huge because of security. right? Like honestly, like I bet you anything, I would bet money that like any devices that I ever had that were on the DLA network would not even support voice because they probably have those cloud servers blocked, which of course they would. I mean, they don't want that kind of stuff happening. So yeah, I think. Oh my gosh, what did I do? Um, I was so excited. Where is it? Is it this guy? Okay, so let's copy this. Control copy. Control Z Z Z. So that will be added. Once I have it configured, I'll add it to the green list. But so I'm pumped that this worked, right? Like this was a idea I had in my head and never actually seen it work. We did as much testing as we could, but the idea was that if a new property was added, it would show up yellow. And I was when I was going to go give the example of how everything works, I was freaking shocked when I saw this because I have not seen anything show up in this list. So that is awesome. I almost think that I guess maybe process local, maybe anything that is not a green should come first, but I don't care. Maybe there should be a count next to them. Don't know. But anyways, so let's go to discrete real quick and just make sure it works since they changed the API. Um, and that just goes to show like how out of our control all this stuff is. We don't have control over this. They can change the API anytime they want. Um, it's built into the browser. It's not like something we can download. It's not like something we can set. I don't even remember my browser getting updated this week, so I don't even know if that's even like something that like if I it would be interesting like if I had a like if this was in Electron and we had tied to an older version of. See, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I'm 99% sure. 99% sure that Edge is a Chromium. Actually, 100% sure Edge is a Chromium based browser and that it's a couple months behind Chrome. So we shouldn't have seen that show up for a couple months if it was tied to the actual browser version. So I bet you if we had an older version of browser in version of the browser in uh, Electron, if we had that, it would still we would still get this, I bet you. And that doesn't make any sense, right? So like if we were trying to talk in a meeting and they're like, oh, somebody was like, oh no, we're gonna have a Chrome, we're gonna have Electron, so we won't have to worry about a change in the browser. Um, it would be like we need to validate that, and this is an opportunity to validate that because it doesn't look like that's the truth anymore. It looks like they can update the API outside the of the browser version. And so then that whole idea of doing things in Electron so that you can have a stable API is out the door. I mean, it's just not at all. I don't think it's real anymore, even though it makes sense it would be real. And there is a big difference between like how things should be, how things make sense, how things are documented to be, and then how things are. Those are different, and that is something that I think a lot of computer programmers um, just haven't come to grips with yet. You know, is that the how things are documented, how things are not always the same. But anyways, what is this thing called again? Process locally. So we want to add process locally in here, probably between these two. Speech grammar should probably be last. Um, and the last time we tried speech grammars does nothing, absolutely nothing. Um, so we didn't. So I didn't choose to sort of expand on that. Um, but and the other thing is I thought that nothing was happening. Like there was no code changes that nobody was working on. I thought this thing was just like sitting there collecting mothballs, so or collecting dust. I honestly did not think anybody was actively working it. So obviously somebody is actively working it, because that wouldn't have happened unless somebody was actively working it. So good job, guys. Well done. Well done, my secretive friends that work on this stuff. Anyways, let's try it out. Process locally, cha cha cha. Yep. So it thinks there's 8 of them. Cha cha. Locally, cha cha. It's kind of wild though that yeah, the ordering is just kind of crazy, but it's so funny because one of them is let me click on that. One of them is a dash. One of them has 3 chas. One of them has a cha 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 cha. That's pretty cool. All right, let's try continuous. Process locally, cha cha cha. So 8 alternatives. Same thing. And that was an interesting thing. That's an interesting new thing, is that I don't it's a lot more confident over here on this. But what's really interesting to me about this is that they weren't really in sync before. Like the discrete results and the continuous results used to be sort of different, which I always thought was kind of weird. But it's kind of a bummer that we lose them when we we lose like the history. And that's because I believe there's a service that gets destroyed that has all of the historical thing, because I didn't really want to store all that in the component. But it looks like they've done some work to sort of synchronize discrete results and continuous results. So that's pretty cool. I think that is enough. I think that I'm very excited about this. I'm very happy that we ran across this new thing before it ended. I'm glad, because I was honestly, if this had come out after I was done, I was going to I don't think I would have brought it up. I think I would have just moved on to my new projects. But this is in. It doesn't work apparently according to ChatGPT, but it's in there, so it's settable, and so I'll get it to where we can set it. So in the future, if we ever want to see if local it'll be. See, that's like a good example. Like, so in the future, I'm working on 2 new projects. Right, one project is going to be say hello. Right, so you can go to hundreds of languages and try to say hello, and there's going to be 2 versions. There's going to be like your polite hello, your formal hello, and your non-formal hello. So like in English it'll be like hi and hello, and then and then the other project I'm doing is going to be like to create flashcards. Now that one, in both of those projects, I'm not going to have anything that's configurable, right? Like, or nothing about the API that's configurable. So what that means is that like if I wanted to actually test to see if process locally is ever working, I won't really have a good way to do it. So with this, when I add the checkbox and all that, I'll be able to just say, oh, I wonder if that's working now, and I'll go to the web page that I have this hosted at, and then I'll go and I'll try it out, and we'll see if it works. It's kind of a bummer, because like I guess we're going to get like a false positive, right? Because it's going to be like the only way we're really going to be able to test it is by going to the web page, disconnecting from the network, and then trying it and seeing if it works. Because I think setting it to true or false, it's probably going to just go to the cloud. It's probably not going to just be like not supported or something. But maybe if we set it to true, it will do that. I wonder if it knows like what happens if I set process locally to false. Oh, too true. Uh, See, that's kind of a bummer. Right? Um, it essentially gives a false positive. It behaves like a soft promise. It won't break your code, but it doesn't actually change anything in Chrome or Edge yet. So in a sense, yes, it's a false positive if your code UI assumes it's offline function, just because you could end up thinking your app works offline when it actually still depends on the network. Um, so I so um, likely want to build projects that work exclusively offline. So this is a bit confusing. Yeah, absolutely. It's confusing. It's a point for developers who want true offline first voice apps. See, I don't even want offline first. I want offline. See, a lot of implementations will want always offline. Yeah, and for always offline voice picture contexts like privacy, field work, embedded devices, yeah, kiosks, consumer apps. Uh, doesn't actually say underneath this yet. Maybe I might assume offline works. Uh, that's so that's so interesting. Um, that you could just make like just install one. Vosk deep speech whisper. Apparently, you could get those. Who knows if those stay offline though? Hybrid native approach. They're available. Not avail aren't available in browser. So that would be a huge advantage to Electron. Um, so, anyways, I guess that's a great stopping point. It's still kind of a long video, but I will definitely take this as a victory lap. The fact that this actually worked as hoped. Um, that like honestly, like I was going through just doing my normal. Okay, this is how it works. This is what it does, and then like went through here and this just jumped right out at me. Now, I guess it makes sense to, like I said, I think maybe it makes sense to have some sort of indicator up here if one of these two have happened. Um, like maybe an exclamation mark or a count. Something. I don't know. I'm going to have to put some thought into it. Maybe tomorrow. This is like the perfect opportunity to actually implement that. And honestly, until it really happened, couldn't even think that, hey, by the way, it would probably be really nice to have like a little symbol up here if something, like a little explanation mark, if something is, if one of these two have happened up there. So like even if you're over here and you're using this, you could see that, oh shit, something happened. And then I guess that's good enough. So maybe, and that will be an interesting challenge, right? Because I don't think this guy up here and this guy are related. So somehow I'll have to have like a signal or something that tells that this thing's listening for that something crazy happened. Anyways, happy coding, everybody. Bye.